Today we're looking at investments in FC26 that have absolutely no risk. You can't lose coins on these cards, but over time they could double, triple, even quadruple in price if you're lucky. Now, not all of them are going to quadruple, but eventually every single one of these cards is going to go up in price. So at the very least, you might as well club stock them. And this card, I mean, you might as well go all in. Let's hop into it. What's the most important thing in FC26 Ultimate Team? It's coins. And where can you get the cheapest coins? At Loot Bar. It's the cheapest and it's the safest coin trading platform on the entire market. It's 10% cheaper than all the other platforms. And if you use my code Nitro, you're going to get 10% off. And if that's not enough percent, you'll get another 5% bonus added to what you order. And an extra 5% off for returning customers too. Loot Bar has quick delivery within a half an hour. Big creators use it and it also has great reviews. Don't forget code Nitro at checkout. And check out their Black Friday 1.25 million coin sale with an extra 8% bonus for first-time buyers. Today we're going to start out with some packs, and it's your daily reminder to complete your daily login upgrade, open your 30 coin pack, your 10 coin packs in the store, and also you should be completing the 80 plus times 10 player pick SBC, the 82 plus times 10 SBC, the 84 plus times 3, and a couple others are actually good value. You can see we got a couple of walkouts today. Somehow EA Sports, with 100 plus players in packs right now, gave me the exact same special player or special card in packs twice. It's just how it goes with me and my pack luck. I can't complain about it. I'm not complaining about my pack luck. We all know I got Totti in a preview pack like a month and a half ago. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's wild that when you already have a special card, you are like 20 times more likely to pack it again. I 100% think that dupe theory is real. That's all I'm saying. But one thing I will say is that a lot of you guys were commenting that Thunderstruck, these cards can't get upgraded because they want to slow down the power curve. And I think you're right, but I don't think it's effective. I don't think it's actually working, right? These Thunderstruck cards last year, they were much more hyped up. You could get upgrades on these cards. Bellingham, you could go from 92 to 93 or even 94 rated. This year, you can't do that because the upgrades suck. Okay? And a lot of you guys are saying it's because of the power curve. I agree with that, but it's not working when EA Sports have nonstop promos. And now they are releasing like 50 cards every week in a promo. This week, there were over 100 special cards in packs. The power curve's not slowing down, but what they are doing is making these promos worse. I would be much more appreciative if EA Sports made these promos better, but then maybe they take a break, a week or two of no promo, and that way the market can recover, people can enjoy the cards from the previous promo, and they can prepare for the next promo that's upcoming. There's a better balance that way. I know I might be even in the minority. Maybe you guys like nonstop promos every single week. I think that it's just too much, and I think that that's what ruins the power curve, not the fact that dynamic cards like Thunderstruck can't get upgrades. I don't think that's what was killing the power curve in previous years. But I digress. Let's hop into some of these investments like we have had in the last couple of days. You guys that watched my last video know that we invested in Mariona, we invested in Pulisic, we invested in Bremer, we invested in Cabal. Profit on all of them. I always like making a video where literally every investment is a W. It's so easy. You guys are so nice to me in the comments. It's awesome. When the investments don't go so well, I'll be honest, you're not as nice in the comments. I understand why, but I've got all of these cards listed up for 6 hours because I'm not in a huge rush to sell, but we do know that at content time tomorrow, these cards are going to get their upgrades, and we always sell into the hype to guarantee profit, even if they go a little higher after. Most of the time they don't, right? And these Bremer, this Bremer card has been fantastic for fluctuation trading as well. So if you were buying at like 280, even 290, and then listing for 310, 320, you're making good profit every single time you sell those cards. This is a card that you can continue to trade with throughout the week because this isn't active until Monday. These Group D FC Pro Live cards are active on Monday. So you've got time to trade with the Bremers and stuff. So I made good profit on these. I'm going to sell. I might reinvest if I like the price of the card, maybe, at content time tomorrow. So that's an update on the investments right here. We're selling into the hype. We also picked up a couple of Matsons. These are from the best of promo that's currently out. We got for 55,000 coins, 56K. And it's pretty crazy because we were actually late to invest in these Matson cards. Matson, as you guys can see, went down to like 40,000 coins, guys. This card went down to like 40K. on Saturday, right after Black Friday. On Black Friday itself, went down to 46K. So a huge drop because it went back into packs. But you look at this card, it was 200,000 coins before it got re-released into packs. It's been steadily rising over time. It's still in packs as we speak, 73,000 coins, 74,000. It's up like 19K from when we bought 2 days ago. It probably will continue to rise, I'll be quite honest, but I'm pretty happy with the profit. And if you guys invested in best of cards in the last video, literally take your profit whenever you'd like. I don't think that Joga Bonito, the new promo, is going to cause the market to crash a ton. This isn't a big Black Friday market crash. It's not winter wildcards quite yet. I think winter wildcards will cause a market crash. I don't expect that from Joga Bonito. So you could hold a little longer, see how these cards do out of packs. But I mean, when you're making this kind of profit, it's hard to hold longer because I mean, that is just so much profit already. But speaking of Joga Bonito, there's a card in this team. If we zoom in here, and it's a little bit difficult to zoom in, but if we zoom in right here, it's a little blurry, but you'll see there's a card right there on the bottom right, Doku, that I actually really do like as an investment, guys. I think that that Doku card is going to be a really good investment, which is why I've gone out and I've picked up a few of these Dokus already at about 2.5 thousand coins. I think I've been picking them up. Yeah, 2.6 right there. So I've been picking them up for like 2.5 thousand coins. And the reason I like that investment is because if we take a look at this Karim Adeyemi, he just got an inform, by the way. So he just went out of packs today. His inform is in packs right now. This Karim Adeyemi, which we know has been brilliant for evolutions, this card rose as we went into the hype of this. So he was like 2.5K as well. He was about the same price as Doku, but then he spiked up to 3K. Okay. And then at that point, you're like, oh, I missed the boat, right? But he actually went out of packs and he's been steadily rising since then. He's up to 3.8 now. Okay. And that's only after he's been out of packs for a few hours, like 12 hours he's been out of packs. This card could continue to rise throughout the week, but I'm not saying invest in Adeyemi. I'm saying Doku might be a better shout because you can get him for like 2.5, 2.6K right now. And this card isn't out of packs yet. He'll go out of packs on Friday, and you've got the division rival rewards. You've got marquee matchup supply. There's going to be more supply of Doku today. So you could buy a couple of these cards. And I'm not saying this is the all-in investment yet. There's some risk involved with this Doku, sure, because he was cheaper over the course of the last couple of days. He went down to about 2,000 coins at his low point. It's not too much lower, but it's definitely lower, right? 2.8K. Speaking in percentages, that's a pretty big rise. You know, that card is up like at least, what is that? Almost 30% in the last couple of days. He's up a decent bit, but we've seen this card over the course of the year spike up to like 14K several times. I mean, look at this, from 4,000 coins to 10K. You know, he went down to 5K, he went back up to 12K. He went down to 6K, he went back up to 18,000 coins. And now he's down again. And as he's going out of packs, there's not as much supply. So there's a chance that this card could rise back up to, 4,000 or 5,000 coins if an evolution does drop. Do I think he's going to hit 17K again? I'm not saying that, but there is a good chance that evolutions will keep this card in demand while he's out of packs. But when we're talking about no-risk investments, what we haven't really seen much yet of is we haven't seen 86 rated evolutions. But as the power curve changed a ton over the past couple of days and the Black Friday promo, I think that we might end up seeing, let's sort by games here. We might start seeing more 85 rated maximums for evolutions, but we might start to see our very first 86 rated evolutions in the next 2 weeks. I think that at least as we get close to winter wildcards, which will be right after Joga Bonito, then we're going to start seeing these 86 rated evolutions. Now, there's no rush to get involved in these, okay? They're no risk right now, but the reason I'm bringing them up right now is mostly because of SBC fodder being cheap. 86 rated cards right now are about 5.3 thousand coins. Olise, it says he's 4.3. That's not true, right? That's an outlier. It's a snipe. They're about 5,000 coins, maybe 5.3 on average, okay? And there's a couple of cards that are 86 rated that have been used so much this year, but since they don't fit into any evolutions, they don't go up in price very much anymore. The supply really outweighs the demand. Once we start seeing some of these 86s used in evolutions, you might see an Ibrahima Konate go from 5.1 to 8 or 9,000 coins really quickly, right? You're almost doubling your coins just because of the hype of an 86 rated evolution. So you could invest in this card as an SBC fodder card. And if 86s rise to 6K, which they have been at, and I won't use Konate, that's not a great example of 86 rated fodder cards, but let's use a different card, Kobo, great example of a fodder card. You can see that over the course of the year, whenever he's been down at, freaking 4K or even 5K right now, they spike back up pretty easily. And the peak was about 9.5K, but the average price, over the course of the last couple of months has been about 7,000 coins, okay? And maybe sometimes he's at 6.5, maybe sometimes he's close to 8, but the average price over the last couple of months has been 7,000 coins. So these 86 rated cards could go back up to like 6.5K just naturally, right? But if we get 86 rated evolutions, then cards like Konate, who we just spoke about, cards like Konate could be like an incredible investment. They won't just go up to 6K. They won't just go up to 7K. They could double in price very quickly. And that's not the only one, because you've also got cards like Ryan Gravenberch. He's 85 rated. Little less, little lower rated, but that's a card that could fit evolutions. That's not who I really wanted to pull up. Sandro Tonali, that's another one. Now, the reason I like Tonali and the reason I like Konate are because, one, they are no risk, absolutely zero risk as an investment. But two, they don't have a playstyle plus, okay? And that's important because there's a lot of evolutions in the game that make it so that it's like, okay, maximum 85 rated, but maximum 0 playstyle plus. And so 85 rated that already have a playstyle plus can't fit into that evolution, right? And so that's what I'm looking at these cards and pointing them out to you guys for, which is Tonali, which is Konate. So we've got those pulled up. Let me go ahead and see if I thought I had a third one, but let me go ahead and look at this. But there's obviously 86s that are that have a playstyle plus that could be even better, like Claudia Pina and Nico Williams. Okay, those two are incredible. Tiani Reinders as well. And then the fourth most used card, and that's what the reason I pulled up Konate. The fourth most used 86 rated card is Konate. Okay, so the only three that are more in demand are Reinders, Pina, and Nico Williams. But all of those cards have a playstyle plus, which is why they're a little less likely to be used in evolutions at the start of the 86 rated Evos. Tonali right there. Obviously, Ter Stegen is a goalkeeper, so maybe I'd avoid him. Ooh, Lenny Yoro doesn't have a playstyle plus. He's out of packs, of course. There's always a risk that he's in the best of for the Winter Wildcards promo here in a month. There's a chance of that, but that's not bad. If he fits into an evolution at any point, that's great. Now, these are more long-term holds, right? These are more like, yeah, you're getting in early. They're absolutely zero risk. They're longer-term holds, though. When we look at 84 and 85 rated evolutions, these are a little bit quicker turnarounds, and we've already been seeing so many of these cards used in Evos every single day. Look at this Eder Militao, guys. This card was 7,000 coins. He's back up to 10, 11,000 coins that quickly. We've been talking about Eder Militao. We've been talking about Rodrigo. We've been talking about Rafael Leao. We've been talking about Salma Peruelo, who was probably the best investment over the last couple of days. That card went from 7K to 17K. And then Aurelian Chouameni, if you want to go with no risk 84s, there's a shout right there too. This card is about the cheapest you can get for an 84 rated, and he fits center back and center mid and CDM positions. And of course, he's super, super common to be used in game. Now let's talk about this Joga Bonito promo. As you can see by the players that are in this promo, it is very Brazilian and Portuguese heavy. There's a lot of players from those teams in this promo, like Jan Couto's Objective, Lucas Paqueta's SBC. I understand why. Of course, Joga Bonito, it's more of a Brazilian term in itself. It's about flair. It's about skills. It's about playing beautifully. And that's why this promo is going to be so heavy with those players. But with the attention turning to these nations, and maybe you can even throw a little bit of French into the mix, though I don't think that is honestly going to, really move the market for French players. If you were to invest, I would lean towards players that are from these nations, or if you're going to do fluctuation trading, to lean towards players from these nations. And one of those players, of course, we've already kind of talked about, it's Bremer. I mean, this Bremer card for fluctuation trading has been incredible. Now, there's a few reasons that Bremer has been so good for fluctuation trading. One reason is because while he was in pack, a little tougher to pack, okay? While a lot of the other players of similar ratings were getting packed a lot, he was tough to pack. It didn't mean that his price was a ton higher, but it did mean that the card wasn't on the market as much. And that is definitely showing because he can fly from 290,000 coins to 319,000 coins if 3 cards get bought, you know? So that card for 290K, I'd be honestly tempted to buy because I think I could make 5,000 coins on that card in literally 2 hours. And let me show you that that's not an exaggeration, because take a look at every single day that this card has been fluctuating. So yesterday, on Wednesday, he went from 291,000 coins to 311,000 coins in a couple of hours. And that's the average price for the hour. Could you have sold for more than 311? Yes. Could you have also sniped him for lower than 291? 100%. So you could make even more. But even if you sold for the average price and bought for the average price, you'd be making 5,000 coins. You can see how quickly that card fluctuates up and down. He went from 288 all the way to 318,000 coins. That's a 30K swing, and that is automatically going to make you 15,000 coins after tax. And that's, again, if you don't snipe for even lower. On Monday, that card, maybe a little less, but 299 to 325. Still 26,000 coins on a swing. On Sunday, he went from 286 to 319,000 coins. On Saturday, 279 to 319. I mean, that's a 40K swing right there. 40,000 coins in 1, 2, 3 hours. 40,000 coins he swings in 3 hours. Average price for the hour, 40K difference. And so we can make profit on that card literally every single day. You're buying, you're selling, you're buying, you're selling. I've been listing these cards, again, for like 6 hours. No matter what I'm listing it for 6 hours. And I'm seeing how many sell during that 6 hours. Maybe the average price fluctuates up to that price and a bunch of them sell. Maybe lazy buyers come through and pick up a few of them. Either way, we've already gotten a lot of those sales. As you can see, that these cards all sold over the course of the last 3 hours, even though I listed them for 6 hours. So all of these cards have already sold, like that Pulisic for 15,750. That one sold for some reason, and yet this one didn't sell. For, I don't know why. The 15,750 got bought, but the 15,250 didn't get bought. But that's just the magic of overpriced selling. That's the magic of lazy buyers. People will come through and give you free coins, basically, because they are lazy and don't really bother with finding the actual cheapest card on the market. But that's about what I'll leave you guys with today. Again, you guys can check out the Black Friday specials over on Live FUT Trading, Next Level FUT Trading, which is a live trading service by FUT Peppy. He puts all of these trades in your phone. It's sent directly to your phone, and you guys can get involved right now on the Black Friday offer. 2 weeks for €5, or you can get 10 months for $99.99, or the annual access for just $14.99 a month for the rest of FC26. So all of that is active right now. The link is in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.